Hey everybody, this is Jordan from PictureMonk.com and welcome to another Photoshop tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take some facial features off of one photo and pop it onto another photo. It's going to be pretty easy. It's pretty simple to do. We're just going to do some bare bones editing, and then that's it. That'll be easy for you guys to follow along. So the first thing you need to do is grab a couple images. These two images, I'm gonna use both of these. These two images I got off Pixabay.com, and there's just a free resource of images that you can pull from. So head on over there and grab these photos if you want to, or just use the photos that you have. This method should work with pretty much any photo. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab a selection off of this girl to pop on to this girl. So what I want to do is just figure out what I'm going to change. I'm probably going to go ahead and change the mouth. So I'll just put this mouth on the other girl. So I'm just going to do a quick selection here. I got the lasso tool. I'm just going to do a quick, easy, rough selection here around the mouth. And I'm going to copy this and paste it onto the other tab here. So to do that, just going to click Command-C or Control-C. And then I'm going to go over here to the other girl and do Command-V or Control-V, depending on what system you have. So, as you can see, we have the mouth. And I'm just going to do a little bit of sizing here. And there we go. Done. As you can see, it's pretty realistic. So, just kidding. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and lower the opacity of this so we can kind of see what's below. So we can kind of match up where the mouth is. So as you can see, we have the endpoints of the mouth here. I'm just going to kind of match those up a little bit. And all I'm doing is clicking Command-T or Control-T to bring up the free transform and just kind of moving these around just to size it. I think I'm going to go ahead and shrink it just a little bit like that. And just click Enter to save that transform and bring the opacity all the way up. The mouth does look a little bigger than it should. And I'm actually going to move it down a little bit and size it. So let's go right here, and we can always change this after the fact. So it's I'm just kind of doing this for the video's sake. So now we need to get rid of this really rough edge around the mouth area. So the way we do that is just going to go ahead and create a layer mask by clicking down here, and that'll create a blank layer mask here. And I'm just going to get a soft brush, and what I usually do is just have the hardness set at 0, so that way it's the softest it can get. And just going to kind of paint around here with black. And as you can see, it's taking away that rough edge. Now this is kind of the basics of Photoshop. One of the most important things to learn in Photoshop is the layer mask, and just kind of get good at that. So that's just a basic setting for the layer mask here. So as you can see, we blended that in pretty well, but you can tell from this girl's complexion, she had a much lighter complexion than this girl. She has more color in her skin. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to kind of blend that in using curves. So go down to the adjustment layer and click on curves, and then between the curves layer and the mouth layer here, I'm just going to hold Option or hold Alt if you're on a PC, and you can see it change from a square with an arrow pointing down. That means it's going to clip that curves layer to the mouth layer. So go ahead and click between those, and now any adjustments we make to on the curves layer will only affect the mouth area. It won't affect the entire image, which is what we want. So now we're going to play with the curves, and there's no real science to this. It just kind of depends on what the skin tone of the person is. So I'm going to darken it a little bit. You can see how it's kind of blending in just a little bit more. Let me lighten some parts of it up. And this is just a real kind of a play around kind of deal, and you just kind of want to back out a little bit, see how much it blends in. I think I'm going to go ahead and make the mouth a little larger right there, and then just tweak the black part. And there we go. I think that blends in pretty well. If we want it to try to sell a little bit more, we can go into this curves layer or the adjustment layer here and kind of paint away a little more, but as you can see, it's kind of revealing too much of the light, so I'm going to take that away. But I think that blends in pretty well. So I'm just going to add these to their own folder in their group. And so this is what we have, and then this is what we started out with. And you can see basically just gave her a new mouth and with added lipstick there. So so that's it. That's as easy as that gets. There's plenty of ways to do this. There's, you can cut out the mouth from the original image and paste the one underneath, but I found this one to be a little more easy to follow along and kind of get you the basics of the layer mask, and still not doing any destructive editing to the original photo. So hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial in Photoshop. Head on over to picturemonk.com for more Photoshop tutorials, video tutorials, anything photography. And also don't forget to subscribe to the Picture Monk podcast, which is at picturemonk.com/podcast. That'll redirect you to iTunes and you can subscribe from there. So hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I will see you guys in the next video.